even though we are just now finishing up your first film, what are your goals, moving forward from this point in terms of other ideas for films or where you see your company going? What are you looking at?
Well, actually, this has inspired me because stage plays, while I enjoy it, and I love acting. That is my first love, and then from acting, it drove me to playwriting. I still enjoy the live theater or playwriting due to the fact that you can get the audience feedback right then and there, just to live in the moment, and when
Sure.
things happen, you recover. But with film, I'm finding that it's a lot of work up front. However, once there's a finished product, there's a finished product.
Yeah.
Versus a stage play, you have to do it over and over and over again. So I actually do have 3 potential plays that I want to turn into films, and I also have a short film idea in which I'm planning to produce, and I've already discussed that with my editor and videographer. I also, with this particular project, I'm wanting to first of all package it and sell it to individuals and not just residents from Packingtown, but also enter it into documentary film festivals.
That's right. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, so you are looking to do that.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And I've actually made one connection with someone who is possibly interested in showing it on a television station as well. That's nothing set in stone. It's only been conversation. Of course, he wants to see the finished product before discussing it further.
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly see something like that on even like a PBS or something. Just the educational about the history, part of the history of Arkansas.
Because a lot of people, we have it, I guess, categorized to Packingtown, but there are a lot of people that are from the area that don't know a lot of the history. And of course, people on the outside definitely don't know that. So I think that being that it still is a part of Pine Bluff, there's enough negative light being shined on my city that I love. So this is something that is positive, and there's been a negative stigma and it comes out in the interview that some people stated that they were teased at school just because, where are you from? I'm from Packingtown. What is that? And or just, oh, they're not smart, or they're from Packingtown, because I can say that I grew up and I didn't think that we were poor, but if you look at what the standard is in the U.S., I guess that we were, because I had a go-kart, I had nice clothes and things of that, but my parents and grandparents, they picked cotton, they had the hard life, so
Right.
I think there was a negative stigma attached to those individuals, and from our community, from those people who were picking cotton and serving as maids, they produced teachers, fashion designers, playwrights like myself, chiefs of police, DJs, cosmetologists, automotive technicians. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Those people, they just sacrificed everything they could to make sure that their kids had what they didn't have.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, forgive me, I'm not sure. I guess, is this area predominantly African American?
It is a predominantly African American community.
Okay.
During my lifetime, I can remember maybe 3 to 5 Caucasian people that live in the area, and currently we have one lady that lives in the community who she's from, I believe, London, England.
Really?
And everyone else is African American.
Okay.
And I'm related to everyone there now. It's really like family. It's a lot of family. Some of us are blood related, and those that aren't, you're so close that you wouldn't see it any other way.
Now what time frame? When did your growing up years, 10, 11, 12 years old? What time period was that?
Okay, I grew up in Packingtown in the 80s.
In the 80s.
Yeah, I was born in 1981.
Okay.
So I'm an 80s baby, and even during that time, I look back now and I'm like, gosh, I'm starting to sound like my parents, because I remember going crawdad fishing. We had a pond, and we would actually, my uncle owns a local store down there, Bowie's Grocery, and we would get old meat from him and tie it to some yarn or some fishing yarn and get a stick and go crawdad fishing. Now my dad said they would do the same thing, and I didn't even know that, but they would actually cook theirs. We just got them and put them in the fish aquarium, or eventually died, unfortunately. I remember running down the levee, rolling tires, riding the bike down the tires, catching lightning bugs and rubbing them on our clothes so they would light up. Just country living.
Yeah.
And some people say, but that was a way of life for us. That's what we knew. I remember racing the trains from Union Pacific or Cotton Belt at the time that would go through there. Just fun times. We would be up. I mean, I remember being outside like on a Saturday from 8 o'clock in the morning until the lights came on. And of course, we had to be in the house by the time the street lights came on.
Well, I tell you, this whole thing that the NFL has about the Play 60, it's just, to me, it's a crying shame that you have to have public service announcements to tell kids to get up off their butts, off the couch, and go outside and play.
Right.
It's gotten to the point where you have to have a public service announcement.
Right. And we created games. We would actually play Miss Pac-Man or just Pac-Man, and we,
Right.
one person was a goblin, and we would chase one another.
It was live action.
That's right. That's right. We would sell
Yeah.
cookies
Yeah.
and lemonade, and my dad would buy most of our product. We had an actual club. We would raise dues, and I don't really know what we did with the money, and I still taunt my cousin about that because the goal was to buy pizza, but I don't recall the pizza. So it's just simple things, but even with that, selling the lemonade and cookies, that was work ethic. I recall just selling tickets. It wasn't anything, and my dad and I we laugh about that now.
Just selling tickets.
But just selling tickets. Do you want to buy a ticket? And my dad said that was, or I kind of thought about it, and I was saying, well, maybe that was just practice because now I'm selling tickets to plays. Now I'm selling tickets to documentaries. So that was just kind of practice of what was to come, and I didn't understand it at that time.
Yeah, it's almost like a Mark Twain kind of story,
Right. I'm just
selling
like,
tickets to nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so you grew up there in the 80s. Siblings.
I have one sibling.
Okay.
Her name is Sharonda Booker Johnson. She's married now. It's just the two of us.
Okay. Yeah, but you said you had cousins and everything.
Oh yes, I have a ton of cousins that grew whereas we grew up like brother and sister. Spent the night, played every day, all day.
Right. So in terms of family relations, there was no shortage of other kids to run around with.
No, but